Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, let me tell you something real today. When a man uses you, it's not just about the lies he tells, it's about the truth you stop telling yourself. See, people don't just wake up and decide to misuse you, they test the waters. They push little by little. And if you let them slide once, they'll take that mile every time. You train people how to treat you by what you allow, what you accept, and what you tolerate. But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that can change your life the moment you truly understand it. Walking away is not weakness. It has never been, and it will never be. Walking away is self-discipline. It is the highest form of saying, I know my worth and I refuse to settle for less. Too many people stay in situations, relationships, and environments that drain them every single day because they think leaving is failure. They think staying and suffering is strength. But real strength is knowing when enough is enough. Real power is not in enduring disrespect, betrayal, or pain. Real power is in standing up even with a trembling heart and saying, I deserve better. See, the problem is we're taught from an early age that quitting is bad, that giving up is for the weak. So we carry this mindset into every part of our lives, including our relationships. We stay loyal to people who show us time and time again that they don't value us. We make excuses for their behavior. We tell ourselves maybe it will get better, or maybe it's my fault. But deep down, you know when someone is using you. Deep down, your spirit feels that heaviness, that sadness that comes from being taken for granted. Yet still you stay because you confuse endurance with love. You confuse sacrifice with loyalty. But let me tell you, love does not require you to lose yourself. Loyalty does not mean allowing someone to destroy your peace. Loyalty does not weakness, it is self-love. When you choose to walk away, you're not just leaving a person or a situation behind, you are reclaiming your life. You are making a decision that says, my happiness matters, my peace matters, my dreams matter. And yes, walking away is painful. It will hurt. There will be nights when you question your choice, when you feel lonely, when the silence feels heavier than the noise you left behind. But let me remind you, that silence is where your healing begins. That loneliness is temporary, but the freedom you gain is forever. Staying in a place where you are not valued will drain your spirit until there is nothing left. But walking away gives you a chance to rebuild, to rediscover who you are without the weight of someone else's disrespect. People will try to make you feel guilty for leaving. They will call you selfish, cold, or heartless. But that's because your boundaries threaten them. Your refusal to be used challenges their comfort. Don't let their words shake you. Anyone who truly loves and respects you will never put you in a position where you have to choose between them and your own self-respect. Remember that. Walking away is a boundary. It is a line drawn in the sand that says, I will no longer tolerate being treated less than I deserve. It is a statement of courage, because anyone can stay and suffer, but it takes real bravery to walk away when your heart still cares, but your soul knows better. And let's be real, walking away doesn't mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean you forget the good times. It means you care about yourself enough to stop allowing the bad times to define your life. It means you are wise enough to know that love alone is not enough when respect is missing. It means you understand that no matter how much you give, it will never be enough for someone who is committed to taking and never giving back. So when you feel that urge to stay because you're afraid of starting over, remind yourself that every great chapter begins with an ending. Walking away is not closing the book, it's turning the page. It's choosing to write a new story where you are valued, loved, and respected, first by yourself and then by others. Walking away is strength. Walking away is dignity. Walking away is the moment you finally choose you. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most important lessons you will ever learn in life is how to recognize the signs when someone is using you. And let me be clear. When a person decides to use you, they don't always come with loud warnings. They come in quietly. They come in sweet. They come in like they care. And before you know it, they are draining you emotionally, mentally, and even financially. It starts small. They make little requests that seem harmless. They lean on you when they need support, and you, out of kindness and love, give them what they ask. But over time, those small requests turn into big demands. Their needs always come first, and your feelings, your peace, your happiness, those things start shrinking. You find yourself constantly tired, constantly anxious, constantly second-guessing if you're good enough. That's a sign right there. When someone makes you feel like no matter how much you give, it's never enough, they are using you. When someone only shows up when they need something but disappears when you need them, they are using you. When they make you feel guilty for saying no, when they twist your words to make you feel like the bad one, that's manipulation and that's using. And let's talk about financial use too, because people love to guilt trip you into thinking that helping them is your duty. Helping once is kindness, but when helping turns into a pattern where they expect you to sacrifice your own stability for their comfort, that is not love, that is exploitation. Real love and friendship are mutual. It's give and take, it's balance. But when it becomes all give on your part and all take on theirs, you're not in a partnership. You're being used like a resource, like a bank, like an emotional dumping ground. But here's the truth. None of that can continue unless you allow it. And the reason people allow it is because they forget their own worth. That's why I say self-worth is the foundation. It is the shield that protects you from users and manipulators. Because when you know your value, you set standards, you create boundaries, and you don't feel bad about it. A person who knows their worth will never allow anyone to treat them like an option, like a backup plan, or like a convenience. But the moment you doubt your value, you become vulnerable to people who can sense that weakness. They will take advantage of your kindness, your generosity, your big heart. That's why before you expect anyone to treat you right, you must first decide that you are worthy of respect, worthy of care, and worthy of love that doesn't come with conditions. Your self-worth is not based on how much you do for others. It's not based on how much pain you can endure. It's not about proving your loyalty to someone who wouldn't cross the street for you. Self-worth is about knowing that you are enough simply because you exist. And when you stand on that foundation, the game changes. Users can't get close because they realize you won't tolerate disrespect. Manipulators lose their power because you refuse to play their mind game. You see through their sweet words and empty promises because your word tells you I deserve actions, not excuses. So if you ever find yourself feeling drained, used, or devalued, check your circle, but also check your boundaries. Are you allowing someone to withdraw from your spirit without ever making a deposit? Are you shrinking yourself to make someone else comfortable? Are you ignoring red flags because you're afraid to lose someone who has already shown they don't care about losing you? These are the hard questions, but they are necessary, because until you recognize the signs and until you rebuild your self-worth, you will continue to attract people who only want to take. But when you stand in your power, when you say, I know what I bring to the table, the users will either step up or they will step out. And either way you win, because protecting your peace and guarding your worth is the first step to a life where you are no longer used but truly valued. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something plain and simple. People will treat you exactly how you allow them to. If you let them disrespect you once and you stay quiet, they will do it again. If you let them take from you without giving back, they will keep on taking. That's why setting boundaries early is not just important, it is necessary. It's your way of teaching the world how to treat you. And let me be real with you. When you start setting those boundaries, not everyone is going to like it. Some people will call you difficult, selfish, or even heartless. But that's only because your boundaries stop them from using you the way they used to. See, people who truly care about you will respect your limits. They won't push you to the edge. But the ones who only come around to benefit from you, they will get upset the moment you say no more. And that's when you find out who's really for you and who's only for what you can do for them. But I want you to understand something even deeper. Sometimes it takes real pain to open our eyes. Sometimes it takes being betrayed by the very people we love the most to finally realize our own strength. Growth doesn't come wrapped in comfort. It comes through those sleepless nights when your heart is broken and your spirit feels empty. It comes when you've been lied to, cheated on, left behind, and you have no choice but to pick yourself up. That pain, as sharp and deep as it feels, is your teacher. It is not there to destroy you. It is there to wake you up. Every time someone betrays you, they are giving you fuel to become wiser, sharper, stronger. They are showing you where you need to heal, where you need to grow, and where you need to set firmer boundaries next time. So don't run from the pain. Don't numb it. Face it, feel it, and then use it as the fire that pushes you forward. Because every powerful person you see today has a history of pain that made them who they are. And I need you to know this from the bottom of your heart. Your future is not tied to anyone who drains you. Let that sink in. You are not meant to build your tomorrow with people who make your today feel heavy and toxic. Sometimes we hold on to people out of habit, out of fear, out of loneliness. We convince ourselves that we can't make it without them. But the truth is, the longer you stay connected to someone who drains your energy, the longer you delay the blessings that are meant for you. Your future is bright, but it requires space. Space that is now being occupied by people who only take from you, never pour into you. So the hardest but most freeing decision you will ever make is to let go of what weighs you down, to cut ties with the people who smile in your face but secretly compete with you, who pretend to love you but silently use you. Your destiny is too important to waste it on people who are only passing through your life for their own gain. So, yes, set those boundaries early, stand firm in your self-respect, and when people show you their true colors through pain and betrayal, thank them for the lesson and keep moving forward. Because your future, your peace, your growth, They are waiting for you on the other side of letting go. And believe me, once you clear out the energy drainers, you will finally have room for the people and opportunities that will pour into you, lift you higher, and match the love and effort you give so freely. That is the life you deserve. Ladies and gentlemen, life will always teach you lessons, and one of the hardest lessons is learning how to recognize when someone is using you. It doesn't always look obvious at first. It doesn't always come with loud alarms. Sometimes it comes quietly in the form of sweet words and fake smiles. It starts when they ask for a little of your time, a little of your money, a little of your energy. And because you have a good heart, you give. But over time, that little becomes a lot. And you start to feel drained, tired, and empty while they continue to take more. When a person only comes around when they need something, when they disappear when you're the one who needs help, that's a sign you cannot ignore. When your kindness starts to feel like a burden and your giving is never enough, that's not love, that's being used. And it's not just about money. Some people will use you emotionally, leaning on you for support, but never being there when your heart is breaking. Others will use you mentally, playing games with your mind, making you feel guilty for wanting something in return. And the longer you ignore these signs, the deeper they will cut into your spirit. But the real reason we allow people to use us is because somewhere deep down we forget our own worth. That is why I say self-worth is the foundation. If you don't know your value, you will keep lowering your price. You will keep making excuses for people who don't deserve a seat at your table. Self-worth is not about arrogance. It's about understanding that you deserve love that doesn't hurt. You deserve respect that doesn't fade. And you deserve loyalty that doesn't waver when times get hard. People can only devalue you if you let them. Manipulators, users, and takers always look for someone who doesn't see their own power. So the first step in protecting yourself is standing firm in the belief that you are enough. You don't have to earn someone's love by draining yourself. You don't have to buy someone's loyalty with your money, your time, or your peace. You are worthy simply because you exist, and that worth should never be up for debate. And that's where boundaries come in. People will treat you exactly how you allow them to. If you set no boundaries, you become an open door for anyone to walk in and take what they want. But the moment you draw the line and say, this is what I will accept and this is what I won't, everything changes. Not everyone will like it. Some people will get angry because your boundaries interrupt their comfort. But that's okay. The people who truly value you will respect your limits. They won't try to cross your lines or make you feel guilty for protecting your peace. Setting boundaries is not about pushing people away. It's about filtering out those who are only around to take and never to give. It's about creating a space where your heart, your mind, and your soul can breathe freely. And sometimes the strongest boundary you can set is walking away. Let me tell you right now, walking away is not weakness. It is the highest form of self-respect. It takes strength to leave a place where your heart still lingers, but your spirit knows you're not valued. It takes courage to say, I choose me. Even when the world tells you to stay and endure, walking away is saying, I refuse to be used, I refuse to be drained, I refuse to settle for less than I deserve. It might hurt at first. There will be nights when you question your decision, but the pain of walking away is temporary, while the pain of staying in a place where you are not valued will eat away at you forever. So choose yourself. Respect yourself enough to leave when the love turns one-sided, when the giving becomes draining, and when the respect disappears. If you are not here to be used, you are here to be valued, cherished, and loved the right way. Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in life when you must open your eyes and recognize the signs when someone is using you. It doesn't always come in loud, obvious ways. Sometimes it starts soft, with smiles and sweet words. They come to you when they need something. They lean on your kindness. They drain your energy, your money, your love. And when you're the one in need, suddenly they're nowhere to be found. When you feel like you're always the one giving, always the one sacrificing, and never the one receiving, you are being used. And it doesn't matter if it's emotional, financial, or mental, the damage is the same. When your peace is disturbed, when your mind is always anxious, when your heart feels heavy, that is not love or friendship, that is exploitation. And the longer you ignore it, the more power you give to the people who take advantage of your heart. But the reason they get away with it is because too many of us forget our own worth. Self-worth is the foundation of everything in your life. When you don't know your value, you will let anyone come in and treat you like you're disposable. You will make excuses for disrespect, tolerate manipulation, and settle for crumbs when you deserve the whole meal. But when you stand firm in your self-worth, you create a wall that no manipulator can climb. You send a message that says, I am not here to be used. I am here to be valued. People can only devalue you if you let them. Your worth is not based on how much you give or how much pain you can endure. It's based on the fact that you are enough, just as you are. And once you believe that, you stop begging for love, stop chasing after people who only come around when they want something, and you start demanding the respect you deserve. And this is where boundaries come into play. People will always treat you the way you allow them to. If you let someone cross your line once and you stay silent, they will cross it again. If you let someone take from you without giving back, they will keep on taking. Boundaries are not about being mean or cold. They are about protecting your peace, your heart, and your soul. When you set them early, you teach people how to treat you. Some will respect it. Some will get angry, but that's not your problem. Your job is to protect your energy, to make sure you are surrounded by people who lift you up, not drain you. And trust me, when you start setting boundaries, you will quickly find out who's really for you and who was only for what you could do for them. But sometimes, no matter how many signs you see, no matter how much you raise your worth, and no matter how many boundaries you set, you will still have to face the hardest truth, that some people are not meant to stay in your life. And when that moment comes, walking away is not weakness, it is self-respect. It takes strength to leave a place where your heart still lingers, but your soul knows you're not valued. It takes courage to choose yourself when the world tells you to keep giving and keep enduring. Walking away saying, I deserve more than this. It hurts, yes, but the pain of leaving is temporary, while the pain of staying will drain you every single day. So choose yourself. Love yourself enough to leave when you are no longer respected, when the love turns one-sided, and when the giving becomes exhausting. And let me tell you, the pain you feel when you walk away, when you face betrayal, when you get stabbed in the back by those you trusted, that pain is not your enemy. That pain is your teacher. Growth comes from pain. Every time someone betrays you, every time you feel broken, you are being given fuel to become stronger, wiser, and sharper. Use that betrayal as the fire that pushes you forward. Don't let it break you. Because every scar you carry is proof that you survived, that you learned, and that you are no longer the person who can be used so easily. You are becoming stronger, and that strength will carry you to a future where you are valued, respected, and loved the way you truly deserve. Ladies and gentlemen, there are moments in life when you must open your eyes and truly see the people around you. Not just see them with your eyes, but see them with your heart. Recognize when someone is using you, whether it's emotionally, financially, or mentally. The signs don't always scream at you. They whisper. At first, it might seem harmless. A small request here, a little favor there, and you give without hesitation. But over time, that little adds up to a lot. They lean on you when they need something. But when the tables are turned, they know where to be found. You start feeling drained, exhausted, and unappreciated while they continue to take. And here's the real truth. When someone uses you, they're not showing you love. They're showing you disrespect. When your peace is disturbed, when your mind is overwhelmed with worry, when you feel emotionally depleted but they continue to take, you are being used. The hard part is that we often ignore the signs because we want to believe the best in people. But that does not mean you should allow others to take advantage of your kindness. And the reason this happens so often is that many of us forget one very important thing: self-worth. Self-worth is the foundation upon which everything in your life is built. When you don't know your value, you will accept the bare minimum. You will allow people to use and manipulate you because you don't feel worthy of anything better. But let me tell you something. You are enough. You are worthy of respect, love, and care that does not come with strings attached. Your worth is not defined by what you can give or how much pain you're willing to endure. It is simply because you are here and you matter. And the moment you recognize this, the moment you truly understand your value, everything changes. You stop allowing people to walk over you. You stop accepting crumbs when you deserve the whole meal. You stop giving without receiving. Once you know your worth, no one can manipulate you into believing that you are less than you truly are. That's why it's so crucial to set boundaries. Boundaries are not just guidelines. They are safeguards for your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. You teach people how to treat you by the way you treat yourself. If you allow disrespect, manipulation, or emotional draining, people will continue to take. But when you set clear boundaries, you tell the world, this is where I stand. This is what I will accept, and this is what I won't. Not everyone will respect your boundaries, and that's okay. Some people will test you, some will argue with you, but those who truly care about you will honor them. Boundaries are not about keeping people out. They're about protecting yourself. They create space where only respect and love can thrive. And when you begin to set boundaries, you will be amazed at how much lighter you feel. You will begin to attract those who respect your peace, who cherish your presence, and who are willing to meet you at the same level of love and respect you give. But what happens when someone violates your boundaries? When they take more than they give? When they disrespect you? That's when walking away becomes necessary. And let me be clear, walking away is not weakness. It is strength. It is self-respect. It takes courage to walk away from something, someone, or a situation that is no longer serving your highest good. You might feel the pull to stay, to fix things, to make it work, but sometimes the best thing you can do is to walk away. Walking away says, I deserve better, I deserve peace, and I deserve love that is genuine. It might hurt, it might sting, but it will never hurt as much as staying in a situation where you're not valued. Walking away is an act of reclaiming your power. It's a declaration that you are no longer willing to settle for less than you deserve. Growth comes from pain, and I want you to understand this. The pain you feel after betrayal is not there to break you, but to make you stronger. Every betrayal, every moment of hurt is an opportunity for growth. Use that pain as fuel. Let it shape you. Let it teach you what you can tolerate and what you can no longer accept. It might not seem like it in a moment, but the lessons you learn from your struggles will strengthen your resolve and build your character. Each time you rise from betrayal, you are not the same person you were before. You become more resilient, more confident, and more self-awareness. That pain, once so sharp, will eventually transform into the wisdom that guides you to a better future. And let me remind you, your future is not tied to someone who drains your energy. Your future is tied to your growth, your vision, your purpose. It is not meant to be spent in the presence of people who do not appreciate you or respect your boundaries. Letting go of those who deplete your spirit is the first step toward a brighter future. The moment you create space by releasing what no longer serves you, you make room for the right people, the right opportunities, and the right energy to come into your life. Your future is too important to waste it on people who drain you.